Ed Johnson, head coach of the Page Pirates, with us as women are the number 1 seed, Northwest, on the road down in Myrtle Beach and Northern Guilford on the road at J.M. Robinson. You're in town. You picked up another win last night?
We did. We beat Hopewell out of Huntersville, 41-33. Good win for us. Pretty good team, 4A team. I think they're 6-4 now. Really big team. So unique set of challenges for us last night.
Tell you what, you picked up another win back on Tuesday. I saw some of the Tuesday game. That was a good game to give some of the reserves a little playing time. Tuesday's game at Western Guilford.
It was. I like to reward the players. They come out there and they work hard and practice every day, and to be able to get a chance to play is very important to them. So I was glad they had an opportunity to play. I think they actually got to play more than my starters did during that game.
It's a little blonde-headed girl with a headband. She showed some promise that game. Don't know her name off your bench.
That's Madison Coles.
There you go.
Her dad actually is the head guy out of Bryant Park, Kyle Coles. And Madison didn't play last year. She had back surgery. She's a senior this year, but she was a team manager last year, and she couldn't play with me all summer because she was still recovering from back surgery, but we're very happy to have her. She's a great teammate and works hard in practice with us every day. And she gets out there. She likes to shoot.
That's nothing wrong with that. Because the thing is, if I can outshoot you, I don't have to outscore.
That's right.
If I can outshoot the other team, I get more shots. I got a great chance to win.
That's right.
I get more shots.
I understand the mentality because when I played in high school, I like to shoot the ball too, so I respect that.
I like that number 23 from Western Guilford. If I can get that kid, get her on the team, and get her some more work, that kid could be a driving, maybe not a dominant force, but a driving force. I like the way that little girl plays.
I did too. As a matter of fact, I spoke to her coach after the game, and she's only a freshman, and she's a great athlete. She got up and down the floor really well. She handles the ball well. She's very aggressive, which is, those are things that it's hard to teach players to do, and if they naturally have that,
yeah, when you're losing, you get down, you're no longer quite as aggressive. When you start to get beat, you kind of give up a little bit, but she was driving right on through the fourth quarter.
She was. I got a little upset with my players the way she was driving to the basket, but she was very fast and she's very aggressive, and she likes to take it to the basket.
Ed Johnson with us, head coach at Page High School, and headed on to the HAECO next week on the HAECO show tonight for Kickback Jacks. Thinking about it, now you've been there. You were an assistant coach at Greensboro Day, head coach at Smith, now head coach at Page. What's it like going through all those different phases in the tournament? You've been connected to it for quite a while now.
I have, and I'm from Greensboro, so sometimes I'll mistakenly refer to it as the Little Four because that's what it was originally called. But it's a great tournament for the kids. It's the highlight of the year for them, I think. It's a super atmosphere, and even when I was at Greensboro Day School, when I was at Smith, and this year at Page, the girls are really excited to be there. We're lucky to live in a town that has a tournament like that for our high schools. The Greensboro Sports Council does a great job putting it together, and there's so many teams that would love to play in it because we have so many teams in this area, and to be one of the teams that gets to play in it every year like Page or Smith, that's just a great honor.
Now, who are you coaching with over at Greensboro Day when you were the assistant there in the tournament?
Connie Katner was the head coach over there when I was her assistant on the girls varsity team there from about 1992 to about 2000. And it was a great experience for me to go through it with Connie, and she had some good teams there. Did you have Renata Rogers, Tamara Thorpe, or did they come later? Rogers? No, that was later. That was later. It was Susie Digby was there when I was coaching there. Susie went on to play Washington University in St. Louis, won a national championship there as a Division III player. Yeah. But Paige has had a lot of success over the years. Paige Pirates. No pressure there. Debbie Jones, Kathy Turner, Luke McKeel, all those coaches from both the men and women's side at Page. A lot of success over the years, especially not only during the course of the Metro season, but also in this HAECO tournament. Right, and that's following up with Coach Jones, who I respect very much. And Coach Jones still works at Page. She coaches the girls golf team over there, and so Debbie and I talk quite a bit. And following up in her footsteps, definitely a challenge. I'm lucky, and this year I've got 8 seniors on the team, and they provide a lot of leadership on the team. And we've had some very close games, and you've been to a couple of them, and these girls have found a way to win the basketball games, maybe in spite of me. Northern Guilford, even though Elisa Cadet was on the lineup, you take a win's a win's a win, but that was a great win that night. Right, and that's why I tell people I can't beat people that aren't playing, but they're still a very good team. Mercedes Wampler, Cassie, and I can never pronounce her last. I just call her Cassie R.
Cabbage, yeah.
Rhoda Cabbage.
Ahead of Cabbage. Yeah.
She is, they're both starting guards on a state championship team last year, so they've been there, done that.
Western Side team, anybody wants to try to beat them, good luck to you. But Northwest took care of it. That was a battle against Western Side. Very talented team.
It is. And they presented some unique problems for us, and that they're very long. And I don't have a very big team, and they were. I think sometimes we got a little bit flustered, and we talked about how they would come out and trap us, and how we need to keep our composure. And playing against teams like that, even though we came out on the wrong side of it, great experience for my girls because we'll face teams like that when we play Northwest later on this season. Ragsdale also is a very good team, and they like to press a lot like West Forsyth did to us. So
how did that number 21? I think her name is Curran. How did she do against? You remember her?
She did Curran. The first game we played at West Forsyth. She was very, very good. She was hitting threes from way out. I think she scored about 15 or 16 points on us that night. We actually did a pretty good job on her when she played in Greensboro because the girls recognized she was a good shooter. She only scored 6 points on us. The thing is, they had so many weapons out there. They've got a girl, and I can't remember her name, number 12, real long. She's about 5'10",
right.
5'11",
Gotcha.
And she can shoot from the outside. She can take it inside.
The guard could handle the ball pretty well too, and kind of directed traffic for them.
Yeah, and they hit a bunch of threes on us in the third quarter, and it wasn't just one girl. It was 3 or 4 that could shoot threes. And
do you have a true point guard on your team this year, and do you have a true post player, and how do you work those positions?
Well, Nicolette Robinson is our point guard, and Nicolette did not play basketball last year. She played JV basketball through her sophomore year and was the point guard on the JV team. She's a really good soccer player. She played in the Fusion program. She's being heavily recruited to play soccer in college, but she's just a great athlete, and I think playing soccer helps her. She sees the court very well, and I think playing soccer helps her to do that. And she doesn't score a lot, but I was looking at the stats before I came over here. Her assist to turnover ratio is close to 3-1. She just doesn't turn the ball over. She makes good decisions.
Pretty confident too. It seems like watching her play.
She is. She's a good athlete.
Doesn't get flustered too much.
She doesn't. She smiles a lot, and she has a great attitude about it.
I like her smile. It's a smile of determination sometimes too. Not just a smile of friendship. It's a smile of determination, which you love.
And she's a competitor. She played high level soccer, so she's an athlete. She knows how to win. Dee Graves is playing for us this year. Dee Graves is another good athlete. She's got a softball scholarship. She's going to UNCG next year. Dee was the one that hit the game-winning shot against Dudley. She also hit a shot near the end of the game against Eastern Guilford that gave us a 4-point lead and kind of put the game away. Dee just seems to always be in the right place at the right time. Post players, Emma Hurd and Tink Patterson.
Yeah.
They're my post players, and they're not big, although Tink's 5'9", but she plays bigger than her height. Emma, I think, presents a unique set of problems for teams that play against us because she can play inside and she can play outside. Yeah. Last night against Hopewell, she stepped out. She hit 3 threes in the first quarter.
Now, you know a lot about it, probably by watching her as a coach and coach her, but I got to ask about it later. I want to get her to break down her three-point shot with the most smoothest three-point shot she'll see. That three-point shot is really interesting. It's a little different what you see with some players. It's got a lot of art to it. She's got to get the feet set correctly.
Right.
And if there's ever been a ball that came to a net that didn't hit any net at all, that's her three-point shot.
It is. It is.
It's killer. It's killer.
Yeah, she's. I like to run a secondary break with her being the trail post, and she can catch the ball at the top of the key.
Out and take it.
Yeah, she can shoot that 3, or she can attack the basket.
Well, you done Northwest, and Northern going to be tough. You beat Northern without Canaan. We talked about that.
Right.
Different team without her. Underneath the top 3 teams in this tournament, Northwest, Northern Guilford, and your team, Page, who else should we be looking out for? You've looked these teams over.
Right, Andy. And I was thinking about it on the way over here. If you look at the girls' side of the bracket, obviously you got 2 state champions returning with Northern Guilford, the 3A state champion, from Northwest Guilford, the 4A state champion. And then beneath us, you got Ragsdale, who's 8-1. Ben Bradford's done a great job over there with them. Dudley's always tough. Coach McNeil, his teams always get better as the year goes along. And then beneath that, you got Greensboro Day School. I think they're 7-4 right now. Coach Miller's got a young team, but he's doing a good job with them. I went and watched them play the other day. Beneath that is for Smith with a
nice record. Yeah.
7-2. A 7 seed. That is a strong 7 seed. DJ Jackson is having a great year over there. Harmony Fletcher's having a good year as well.
A good year. Yeah.
India Sturdivant, who gets better every time I see her, having a good year as well. I wouldn't want to play and somebody said, well, who do you want to play in the first round? I'm like, I don't want to. There's nobody I really want to play in the first round. There's some teams we match up better
who
with.
You are playing in the first round.
We're playing Greensboro Day School in the first round.
That's
so
one of your old connections here, too, then.
One of my old connections. As a matter of fact, I played at Greensboro Day School in the early 80s with Fred Johnson, and he gave me my first opportunity to coach.
Something about that Johnson name. There's some basketball tied to that.
Well, I've been lucky. I worked with Freddie over at Greensboro Day School for a long time, and I played for him. Of course, one of the better coaches around. 1,000 wins speaks for itself. And then I worked with James Abel over at Andrews. He hired me to be a JV coach there when the last few years he was at Andrews. And I actually coached JV basketball at Page before I took the head coaching job for the girls at Smith. James, when he came over to Page, brought me over there with him. So I've been lucky in that I've been able to watch two of the better coaches in this area in the last few years.
That Dudley team is kind of a scary team, too, because
it is.
Sometimes, I don't know why, but Stephanie Jackson doesn't start. They're bringing off the bench. I don't understand that situation. But when she gets in the game, she's rolling. You got her. You got the little Johnson girl.
Well, Hunt kills.
You got Leanna Hunt, the three-point shooter. That's a dangerous team. If they're on their game, they're very dangerous.
They are. And of course, I'm well aware of Symphony's talents. I was a coach for 2 years at Smith. Symphony, great point guard. She started for me as a freshman over there, and she's a difference maker in a basketball game. She, for whatever reason, she didn't play to the second half against us, and she made a huge difference. She scored 12 points in that second half and was all over the place. As a matter of fact, they had her guarding Emma Hurd, which is,
it's a pretty good quickness on a big
yeah, girl. She's long, she can jump. Symphony's a great player. I know some colleges are talking to her. She'll be a good college. She's a junior. She's got one more year. One of the fastest players I ever coached.
When she's quick, you just got to mind her sometimes. I don't get to talk to her much. Maybe once in a little, but I would maybe tell her, watch out for that one-hand pass. One-hand sling pass. Those one-hand sling passes sometimes kill me. I'm a proponent of the good, delivered, guaranteed pass. We get it going that way, but that's okay.
I'm old school too, so I know exactly what you're talking
pass and throwing that ball across the court. Sometimes to close it out with Ed Johnson, he's got a big game next week. First game in the tournament coming for you next week will be at Greensboro Day. What time again on Tuesday?
We play at 7 o'clock. We've got the late game.
What do you like most about this tournament?
It's just an exciting atmosphere for the kids. When you go into the arena, it's just there's like a buzz. You got all the schools there. Everybody knows each other. All these kids, they know each other. They played AAU basketball. Or they played middle school against each other, and they're competitors on the court. But when they get off the court, they like to talk and hang out, and that's what makes it such a great tournament. I think people for years, well, maybe they should bring teams in from the outside, but I think if you do that, you're going to lose the buzz that the tournament creates within the town. So I'm glad that they keep the format the way they do, because it's something the kids look forward to. It's something I look forward to every year, and it's a great tradition, and I hope it continues the way that it is.
To win it, you got to get some breaks, all right? Going to need some breaks.
Going to need some breaks. First of all, we've got Greensboro Day School in the first round. They're big, they're young, but they're a very big team, which is something my team is not. And then, if we're fortunate enough to get to the second round, we play either Northern Guilford or Smith. Both teams would present unique challenges to us. We did play Northern earlier in the year, as you pointed out, but of course Queen didn't play, so it's a totally different team when she's out there.
With you, it doesn't matter if it's red, if it's green, whatever color, just glad to be in this tournament.
Oh, yeah. Just glad to be in the tournament, glad to be part of it, and looking forward to next week.
Thank you much, Coach.
Thank you, Andy.
Let's send that post player in.
Okay.